let me say a special good morning to one and all listeners via Classic Radio, whether it's 105.5 you're listening at, or 105.9. Good morning, whatever part of the island you're listening. Yes, we talk in the mainland Grenada. Our sister Als Carriacou, good morning to you also. How are you doing over there? Those of you in Carriacou, Petit Martinique, you're listening, good morning. Now let's talk to the viewers. Those of you via GBN TV, good morning. Whether it's Channel 7, Channel 11 or Channel 20, let me take your time to say good morning to you also. Hope all is well with you and you've been having a great morning thus far. Some of you probably yesterday did your planting and so forth. I just have never really got into that ever. Maybe one of these days. I will probably get into it, but I've never. But certainly had a busy day myself yesterday, as usual. So, once again, welcome to another edition of To The Point here on GBN TV and Classic Radio. Today being Friday is the final edition for this week, which we'll be having, and which means it's also going to lead directly into an open line session this morning, which means you are free to call in. The number, as usual, 435-2041, 435-2041. Let me hear what's up with you this morning. Things that are on your mind, bits of concerns that you may, of course, have some concern that you may have, and you would want to speak of it this morning. I beg of you to keep your comments short, please. Keep it short and to the point, and suddenly we will have a great morning. So once again, the number 435-2041, 435-2041. It's To The Point open line edition this morning. Your phone calls are welcome in terms of your comments. You probably have an opinion of something that you would like to speak of. Please feel free to do so this morning. And as I mentioned, let's keep it comment short and to the point. We do have a very first caller this morning. Let's entertain this caller. Caller, good morning and welcome.
Yeah, morning, GT.
Good morning, sir.
It's always a joy to have you on.
Blessings, my
Trust
brother.
me, I'm being this seriously. Only like a piece of medicine or a bit of medicine. Good medicine, that is.
Go right ahead, man.
You bring certain energy to the program. I mean, out to the airwaves. I think maybe I hope that other people feel the same way. Anyway, I thought I'd get out first because there are a couple of quick things I want to mention. One is that recently the Parliament, both the Senate finally did it this week, and the House of Representatives did a few weeks ago, where they passed the law to sort of, in line with CARICOM effort to align itself with the African Exim Bank.
Yes.
We've been borrowing money from American Exim Bank, Taiwan in the past, Chinese now, UK, all of them. So it'd be good that now that we can do directly with Africa, and I think that is a big thing. Unfortunately, that has not been news in Grenada. Unfortunately. We've been talking about dam blowing up in Ukraine and so on, and we're going to find out later on who blew up the blame, unlike those who they are being accusing. Anyway, so that's one. In terms of the Canada situation, I don't think we should be celebrating any slight accommodation, I think we should hold those who are responsible for getting us in the trouble in the first instance. We had a good relation with Canada based on our so-called former colonial status.
Yes.
And we were reckless. And I'm afraid that we may be, and perhaps the current government may not agree with me too, because with the past government, this policy of pursuing citizen by investment is one of the main reasons why we were slapped this restriction. I, as an individual, I took the government to court at the time. I wasn't successful, but the case is there. The argument is there. My lawyer at the time was Dr. Francis Alexis. And the very thing I tried to prevent happened. I would like people to revisit that suit and see that, in spite of the fact that there's a wide cross-section of people in Grenada, both who support the government and those against the government, who thinks, well, the citizen investment is a good thing. I don't think so. It might bring in money, but it poses lots of problems for us. We shouldn't try to go down that route. There are other ways, innovative, creative ways, but we have to become mentally alert and open I think we're too mentally lazy in this place. I could go on GC, but I don't want to violate your request. That will be as brief. Thank you very much.
Have a good morning, sir, and all the best. Great weekend to come. All right, 435-2041, 435, an open line edition. Some interesting comments there from our very first caller this morning. And let's go back to the phone line, entertain another caller. Let me say good morning to the caller. Caller, good morning and welcome.
No problem. Good morning.
Good morning to you, sir.
No, I'm not surprised of Grenada not being on the list for the visa for Canada. Now, look at, if some people could recall, during the COVID period, how Grenadians was behaving when we get a little ease up.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? Carnival, they cussing Prime Minister, they cussing this one, is what they saying when I mean, hypothetically, they wasn't supposed to have any carnival. Anyway. But you get a little freedom to have a little activity. Look at our behavior. You think the world is watching?
So you think that we will be taking advantage of? You think we're going to take advantage of it if the request was opened?
You understand?
All right.
So you get where I'm coming from.
I'm getting your point.
Yeah. Apart from that, I would really like to know what America doing in the South and East China Sea. Tell me. Thank you very much.
Have a good morning, caller. Have a good morning. Probably your finals, your last statement is something you may have to take up with the Americans in terms of what they're doing there. But I do agree with you in terms of the Canada visa issue. I have my own reservations about it also in terms of how I feel. So I feel that I should not be commenting on it in this forum. But I also do have my personal opinion pertaining to it. Hey, folks, moving down this morning, here's to the point, open line edition, 435-2041. Forgive me for having the line engaged there. 435-2041. Good morning to those of you via social media platforms, Facebook, YouTube channels. Good morning. My bad if I haven't shown some love when I kicked off this morning. Let me say to those of you, let me take a quick peek who's on there. Let me say good morning to Keflin. Good morning also to Erlin, Sonia, Cynthia B. Good morning to you folks. Thanks for being with us this morning. All part of the To the Point program this morning via social media platforms. 435-2041. Do you have something you want to talk about this morning? Feel free to do so. Good morning to you, caller. Welcome.
Yes, welcome to you as well, brother. I have a comment to make a very long time now concerning their bus drivers and them taking passenger in the terminal and going inside at the gas station and refill with gas. That is very dangerous towards we the people.
Mm-hmm.
So I need the public to say, well, look at that and stop this happening somewhere, please.
All right.
Yes, sir.
All right. Oh, that's a positive statement there. You know, sometimes it could be dangerous. You know, you fill in your time with individuals, and even for if people who drive their personal cars too, you know. But sometimes we look at that very minimal, things of it not being that much of a hazard, but it could be. You never know. You just never know. Anyway, 435-2041, 435-2041, the open line edition of To the Point this morning. Your phone calls are welcomes with your comments, your opinions. Feel free to let them out this morning. And hope all is well with you this morning. We do have another caller. I think we missed that one there for some reason or the other. Is it me that is not disengaging the lines this morning? For some reason or the other, I'm forgetting to disengage in the line. But it's all freed up now. 435-2041. We're here until it's 10 a.m. this morning. And, here on To The Point, we also give you that option that on Friday, we do have an open line session. That way you can feel free to call. There's always something that is buzzing around that you would like to express your concern about. Feel free to do that this morning. That's always happening on this beautiful little rock of ours, right? Yeah. Someone who told me the other day there's just never a dull moment in this beautiful island of ours. And I had to tell this bit to agree. Just never a dull moment, eh? Never a dull moment. Let's go to the phone line and entertain another caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning to you, sir.
I have a complaint about the bus drivers.
Complain. Mm-hmm. Go right ahead, sir. I think you're listening to your radio in the background. Please lower it, please, so it wouldn't have that distraction.
Lord, yeah.
Caller, give me a favor, please. Lower your radio or your television in the background. It's distracting you.
Them bus drivers, right? They have a lot of noise pollution. right? And it have some of them kind when I will ask them to load on the music, yeah, and they will some of them will obey me, you know. And he has some. Let us say the music. I just using that as an example. If it is like 20, the value is 20, right? The volume. What they will do, they will lower it down to like just 19. You know, trying to fool people, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that could damage your ears. When you reach a certain age, it could damage your ears bell. Yeah.
All right.
So,
All right.
yeah.
So you want to ask the bus drivers, you know, to lower the volume a wee bit, especially when there's passengers on board the bus. Is that what you're requesting?
Yes, I requesting, and then many times I will ask them to load down the bass. Sometimes the music, they could load down the music, but it's the bass also with us damage people is bell.
All right.
Yeah, and what they will do, sometimes I will choose a bus, trying to choose a bus which will not have that noise.
Mm-hmm.
But in the terminal, sometimes it's very low. In the terminal, sometimes they put it on. But when they reach a good way they know, then they turn it up loud. And it have some people in Grenada didn't have wisdom. They just saying, let the music play. You know, they really have wisdom.
Yeah, point. I got your point, caller. Thank you so much for your contribution this morning. Thank you so much. 435-2041. Wasn't it a couple of years ago? There was, of course, restrictions put out by the authorities in terms of the amount of decibels of music that you can have in your vehicle, especially on public transportation. But that seemed to have kind of gone out of a wee bit. In terms of how people going about that particular rule. We don't see the buses paying much concern. I too have been hearing them in terms of buses driving around and very, very loud music. A couple of years ago there had been a bit of a crackdown on that. And but as with everything else, that holds for a pretty long time here in this lovely Spice Isle of ours. 435-2041, 435-2041. Feel free to give me that call and express your views, your concern this morning. Let me say good morning once again to all of those of you via our social media platform. Good morning to Mona. Good morning. All the best to you. Also, good morning to Sonia. And thanks for being with us this morning here on To The Point, the open line edition. 435-2041. That's the number. Feel free. Give me that call. Express your views and concerns. I beg of you, keep your comments short this morning. If it's possible, sometimes you may do have something a wee bit to say. That's understandable. But if we can keep it short, I will certainly welcome that. Just see what you got to say and get it over with. 435-2041. Open line edition of To The Point this morning here on Classic Radio and GBN TV. Time check. Looking at the time, we're moving down to just around 14 minutes after the hour. Due for a break shortly. And when we do take that break, we come back with more of your comments. Those of you who are getting your comments together, your thoughts together in terms of what you want to say this morning, feel free to do so when I do come back after the break. So we're going to take that break now, and we certainly will come back with much more of your views, your concerns, your opinions here on To The Point. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
The Ministry of Agriculture and its regional partners will feature all things coconut next week at the Grenada Trade Center. June 12th, opening ceremony and exhibition, day one only. Practical training sessions on tissue culture, new strategies on pest management, and site visits to spin-off coconut industries. Farmers, stakeholders, and business partners, be a part of the process in taking the industry forward. The Regional Coconut Training and Exhibition, June 12th to the 15th, 2023. For further information, contact the Ministry of Agriculture and Lands, Fisheries and Cooperatives.
The NLA is giving you more chances to multiply your Playway winnings by adding Multi-X to your regular Playway bets to win up to 5 times more. Imagine winning as much as $1,200 instead of $240 with a $10 Playway bet by simply adding Multi-X. Place Place your Playway bets from $1 to $10 or in increments on your favorite Playway symbols or numbers. Then add the multi-X option at the same value to win 2 times, 3 times, 5 times more or free plays. With multi-X, you must bet the same amount wagered on your regular Playway bets for your winnings to be multiplied. Grenadians, value your dreams and win your way as much as 5 times more with multi-X added to Playway and watch your money grow. Must be 18 years or older to play. NLA, making your dreams come true.
Mention the wing high, then you have things like man, you must come back, you know. We have the low folder.
When you push your push up, it is kind of like the same man, and it's just different name for the same kind of thing.
And last but not least, I just want to say to all the men who saw me, call me, and ask for a piece of cake. I'm baking this weekend.
Join us Fridays at 8 on GBN Television, K105 FM, GBN's Facebook page, and YouTube channel for We Culture.
Welcome back to listeners and viewers this morning here on To The Point for today, Friday, the, of course, 9th day of June. Let's see if we could grab some of the comments via the Facebook page this morning, and feel free to give me that call, 435-2041. Let's take this one from Ernesto this morning, seemed to be chiming in on this one. Now, this morning I heard John Anthony Rollo, didn't know all those names, said he received a call saying that he was qualified for the SEED program. I would like to remind Rollo that the program is under review and still is. So I don't know who is pranking him to getting him to stir up. I think. Let me see if I can get this back here. So I don't know who is pranking him to get him to stir up. I think he made great contributions to Grenada, especially during the revolution in the Central Garage and the building of the MBIA. As a welder, and which is the age of which given public assistance also because of his disability. So I am urging him to relax and let the process take its course, and he will be notified after the SEED review which is the process of which we speak. All right. So I guess there was a call this morning, and the individual is responding to that. Let's go back to the phone line and entertain another caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to The Point. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning to you, sir.
Yeah, good morning. So, all is well. I just want to report or state there's a burnt out vehicle almost to the foot of Cemetery Hill almost a month now. I want to know if that is its final resting place. Thank you.
As a matter of fact, that vehicle is, I would say, it's still there. Myself and Mr. Sylvan, was it on Monday, spoke about that, had some video running about that also. And, I would have thought by now it would have been removed. Haven't traversed that particular route for the rest of this week. But I would have thought that would have been removed by now. I think the authority did put a sticker on it. We did show that this week. So I was thinking maybe it would have been removed by now, but still there. Good morning to you, caller. Welcome.
Good morning, Mr. Tillisford.
Good morning to you, sir.
Greetings. I trust that all is well with you.
Yes, 100%.
I didn't want to say very much more on this program, on the matter which I raised this morning. But that last comment from that individual, what's the name of the chap he songs as a Payol? Jose something.
Ernesto,
he came as?
Mm-hmm.
And what else?
Jose.
Anyway, listen, Mr. Gentleman. There are a couple of things in this here country that no one can challenge John Anthony Rollo, lovingly known as Jackass Rollo, on. And that is telling lies, manipulation, deception and deceit, untrustworthiness, homosexuality, and flying aircraft. You can't accuse me on that. But anything else you may be able to. So you telling me that I did not receive a call on Friday just a couple of minutes before I was disoriented because the telephone awoke me from sleep? So are you telling me that yesterday, Corpus Christi, some minutes after 3 or 4 thereabout, I had a visit from the official of the ministry? Are you telling me that I am telling a lie, sir? Bah humbug, sir. Bah humbug. Mary York only flies by British Airways. You hear what I'm telling you, mister? Don't pick on me and say, look at me, you see nothing, but if you look for me, you shall find me. Don't get yourself into my business. I don't want to get personal on radio because notice about. I made a statement, I'll end here, Mr. Gentleman, sir, that I was told, and not that I was qualified, I was disqualified. And I challenged the government of Grenada and all those who wish to take away the 300. Let me tell you something. I am not proud to be poor. I lost my sight, and the kind of work I used to do, I can't go back there because it's extremely dangerous as a welder and heavy equipment mechanic, which I loved and I did well with. I can't go back there now. And if the state of Grenada has to help me with $300, which doesn't even come from the coffers of this here country, but from the World Bank Poverty Mitigation Program, you want to know about that? Well, I know that. And I know that because that money doesn't come from there, and it is managed by the government. I'm entitled as a quote-unquote, and defined by the United Nations conventions as vulnerable. I know that too. That is why I make my noise. I have no reason to lie to the people of this country. Neither to lie that I'm terminally blind from a terminal glaucoma. I don't want to bluff people because since morning, all I knew was work. And I did work. And up to now, I still can work. I can teach. But I refuse to give me work. For 10 years, I'm coming to get work to do. Even to teach the blind people work. And the only blind man that walk on Grenada where I want. I can teach. I have my skills in my head still there. But I refuse to give me work. And then they still want to deprive me. No, I will fight them tooth and claw. Thank you very much, Mr. Tellis. Whatever I say with you.
You too, sir. Have a great day, and hope you have a great weekend to come. 445-2041, 445-2041. It's an open line edition of To The Point this morning. Feel free to give me that call. If you do have a comment or two that you would like to make this morning, feel free to do so. You also have the option of a comment via our social media platform, the Facebook page. I usually don't go to the YouTube channel to view the comments over there for various reasons. It's not possible for me to do so during the live show. But you can certainly send me a comment via the Facebook or the WhatsApp. Feel free to send a message via the WhatsApp also. I've seen someone saying that I don't read their comment via the WhatsApp. For some reason, I'm not sure what you mean, sir, but if you do make a comment via the WhatsApp and if it's necessary for me to read it, I will do so, but I'm not sure what you're talking about. Good morning to you, caller. Welcome.
Yeah, how are you today?
I'm doing pretty well, ma'am. Good morning to you.
You hear me?
Yes, I'm hearing you loud. Go right ahead.
You know, I really, really have to call in support of Mr. John Rollo because the thing about it, I know him to be a hard-working person. He had a problem with being blind, and so he's poor and vulnerable, and I don't want to cast no aspersion on anyone, but to take it, if they have taken away whatever is money, I find that is high-class wickedness. I say to the government, that is wickedness. I have no apologies for saying so. And the thing about it, the last government, Lord have mercy, they condemn, they say so much about this Mitchell and this and call all kind of names. And then you find they're doing the same thing because the previous government, people accuse them of similar things. So I'm shocked now when I hear all this thing going on. As a matter of fact, I was hearing about this morning too, about some contracts that they take away from people. And I remember the political leader saying, once you could do the job, you'll have to have the work. So I don't know how they could take away from this person to give to the other person when it's supposed to be on merit. And that goes to the biggest problem that they're lying. Oh, God, these politicians, could you trust them? They condemn one thing and they're doing the same thing. So I really like if, as they say, they're doing the list, they're cleaning up the list. But John Rollo needs it, so you have to wait till no list is clean. Give him the money, and I have no apologies for that. So I think that it's time, because you're hearing allegations that a lot of people that are taken off the list really need it. I do not know. It's allegations. So if it's so that is wickedness. Oh, God, stop being wicked. Because the money doesn't come from any politician pocket. it comes, if Mr. Rollo say the World Bank or whatever it is, he have his information, yes, it's not from your pocket. So why hog it up? You know, and I just want to say one thing again. Everybody talking about this thing about climate change, etc. Now, with due respect to Mr. Jeremiah, because I know she might call and say something, if, as it's said by the majority of people, not me, that God made the world, and when God looked at it, you see everything was perfect, then no man can destroy it, you know. So all this thing about man standing up in the air and putting rocket and 1.5 degree and earth getting hot and all kind of a thing, this thing doesn't, because what God made is perfect. So nothing can destroy this place. So all this thing about climate change and all this money that is spending in Russia, in things they have meeting, COP2 or whatever it is. How can you all Christian people believing in God, worshiping, and saying man destroying the planet? So that means man more powerful than God. What God make it can destroy? So this thing about climate change is not real.
All right. Thank you, caller.
Thank you, my friend.
Thank you. Have a good morning. Let me see if we could grab some comments before we entertain another phone call. I'm seeing a bit of some comments on the... and we have Alpha Veronica is saying, is the seed money really coming from the World Bank? The World Bank used to fund the program before. I was of the view that the support had expired and funded by the state. Maybe, Mr. Moderator, you can find out from the Minister of Social Development to come on the program and clear up some of the misconception. That's certainly a good idea. Probably will have the directors look into getting that individual on the program, and we could have some conversation about that. And what else? Is if someone's contract has been expired, should it come up for review? This caller is saying that she doesn't want to speak on allegations, but isn't that she's actually doing in terms of speaking on allegations? Let's take another caller. Caller, good morning and welcome to the program this morning. It's To The Point. Good morning to you.
Hello?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Caller, before you continue, please, would you mind lowering the radio or the television in the background?
All right, then. No, I just want to say something. I don't know if I'm wrong or if I'm right, but Mr. Rollo, nobody owes him nothing. He gets, like the wall owe him something. Nobody owe him nothing.
All right, caller, I don't think it's necessary to go to that distance this morning. It's just not necessary. It's just not necessary. 435-2041. 435-2041. That's a number to call if you want to get on the program this morning here on To The Point. Let's go to another caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning to you, caller.
I agree with the last, information you read from the Facebook page regarding having someone come on the program regarding the seed program, because there seems to be a lot of misunderstanding.
I would agree, yes.
And from my understanding, there is a criteria for which persons are to qualify. So it would be important to have somebody come on there to give some constructive information so that everybody would be on the same page.
I agree with you, caller, 100%. Have a good morning and thank you.
Thank you, and you too.
All right, 435-2041, 435-2041. That's the number if you want to get on To The Point this morning, the open line edition. Let's take another comment here on the Facebook page from Ernesto. I happened to listen to the NMP Clarice Modeste speaking on the shortage of medicine at the hospital and blaming this administration for the shortage. I think the MP Modeste, who is a qualified doctor, should be ashamed of herself, seeing that she was in the past administration, who claimed they left a pregnant treasury and did not pay the medical bills, which put us in this predicament. Concerning the medical shortage, as we learn how the new administration that they are working with the local pharmacies to purchase such medicine that has been in shortage and continues to pay the rest of the unpaid bills left by the past administration. Caller, good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Mr. Tiller. How are you?
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning to you. Welcome.
Yeah,
Is there a problem with your telephone, caller? Because I'm hearing something pressing in the background, somebody pressing the digits. Go right ahead.
Sorry about that.
Caller, you get that sorted out, and you can certainly call us back. 435-2041. 435-2041. It's an open line edition of To The Point this morning here on Classic Radio and the GBN TV. Let's go back to the telephone. Caller, good morning. Welcome.
Yes, Mr. TT. Just quickly, as someone who was denied in the past assistance from the government system, I think that sometimes there's different ways you can deal with the issue.
Mm-hmm.
I've never made my situation public because, for one, I'm just making that point. Secondly, we need to get things straight. In terms of any money the World Bank gives people, has to be paid back one way or the other. The World Bank is an international imperialist organization that one of its functions is to keep, as with the IMF and the IFC, is to keep the countries perpetually in bondage. So even though money might have passed through the World Bank for programs here, we have to pay it back. I was trying to tell somebody that years ago. We have to pay back. There's no free money from the World Bank or the IMF or the IFC.
So what if it's a grant, caller?
Yeah, of course. But they don't give grants like that. I mean, they don't give grants continually. So we have to understand that. But I know I can't stay on the program. Let me request, in terms of a more important, and that is the more important reason I call, is that you have a situation right now where the United States is offering $100 million to deal with the issue of violence in the Caribbean, and also to help to remedy the situation in Haiti. I think the Caribbean region should rise up in revulsion at this, insult. One of the callers earlier program said that this morning, and I support him. It's very ridiculous. You're spending trillions and billions of dollars in propping up a war that you start in Ukraine and blaming other people. And then look what you're doing. You're making life more difficult, whether it's for the African or us in terms of agricultural products. Let's deal with that and stop dictating to people how they should behave. So I'm asking that VB try and have a conversation, and a meaningful conversation, not a bacchanal with people backing at each other as we can normally do. Thanks.
Thank you, caller. Thanks for your contribution as always. 445-2041, 445-2041. It's an open line edition of To The Point this morning here on Classic Radio and GBN TV. Say good morning to those of you on your way to work. I got to get there for 10 o'clock this morning, just roughly 30 minutes to be there on time. Let's go back to the phone line and entertain another caller. Caller, you're welcome. Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning to you, sir.
Yes, good morning.
Caller, I will request you lower the television or the radio in the background, please, before we continue.
Well, my equipment is very low, very, very low.
All right, go right ahead. Oh, certainly, I'm sure the listeners of yours are also hearing it in the background.
Down. Yes, let me say something. The thing about it is, I think that we should continue, the black race should be joining together, stop bacchanal among ourselves, and take our time, work together, and build our country, build up one another, support one another, and stop running down other countries, which are doing things for themselves. Although we get a little grant sometime, but we should never sit there and constantly depending on these people and them outsiders. Right? Too much bacchanal among the African. Let us join together. Forget beating up ourselves and stop being lazy and take our time. We're going to get there. Thank you.
Thank you, caller. Thank you so much for your contribution this morning. 445-2041. And if another call comes within the next couple of seconds, we'll take it, because we already due for a break in this segment, folks. Let's take that break, and when we do come back, we entertain more of your calls. It's To The Point for today. Let's just entertain the call first before we go to the break. Caller, good morning and welcome.
Yes, good morning, Mr. Teresa. I called a little earlier, but my phone was giving a little problem.
Sure, go right ahead. Go right ahead.
Yeah, a few weeks ago, we were told by the weather experts that we'll get a prolonged dry season. Mm-hmm. But then the rain has started coming. And we thank God for that. Man could predict, but God in his mercies cares for us, and he sends his mercies upon us every single day. But what I want to suggest, Mr. Telesford, actually, I saw a very, what I call wise family in Belmont. What they did, they got this large black tank, and they connected to the roof. They cover the hole properly so the mosquitoes won't lay their eggs there and debris won't go into the tank. and they collect the rainwater and they put a tap to the bottom. So whenever water gone, when now water not coming through the taps, they have that rainwater. They're always there.
All right.
So I like to share it because it's something that we could do for ourselves. You know, a few weeks ago, the little rain come, and with so much rain come, and I do not know, it just run off. And we can't, if we do not have place to harvest the rainwater, it just running off. And
I understand. We could come up with some contraption that will hold the water. Yes.
So we could sometimes could do these little things to help ourselves. And I don't know if I'm making sense by this second suggestion, is that I'm wondering if new homecomers could build cisterns. Probably build your house a little smaller and one less room and put a cistern. If there are schools that have space, if the government could build a cistern by the school. If like the hoteliers, they could ask the hoteliers to build systems. I'm not saying we should shut down Nawassa. Nawassa have the place, but probably we have to consider other ways of harvesting water. Water is so essential. Now we had 65 rivers have dried up over there, properly dried up. The rest we have are just trickling streams to what they were years ago. And we have to look at that. Sometimes I'm wondering probably how costly it is to invest in a desalination plant. It seems to me we are a little too laid back. We are waiting till the problem occurs to fix it. I believe in proactiveness. I believe in seeing the problem, knowing what it is, and be prepared for it.
All right.
So probably we could take a page from Carriacou and build systems who could afford and harvest rainwater whenever it comes. So thank you for giving me the opportunity to share, sir.
You're welcome, caller. You're welcome. And great ideas, caller. Just hope that they can be put into practice, because it is ways that we can, of course, have some contraption that we could store water. And so not getting rid of Nawassa, but, sometimes they could eliminate the problem where when we don't have water, you have the necessary water captured and for your personal use, just in case we run into problems with the dry season. I understand. Let's see if we could grab a few comments before we take that break. And we have Alfred saying once again, Joseph Antoine, you are correct in that there was no free money. It's time this government come out and put an end to this NMP misconception. The seed money is free, so everyone is entitled. And what else? Andrea, yes, there was, I guess they're talking about a different conversation. No need for me to bring that across. All countries depend, we have Allison is saying, all countries depend on some type of help from other countries. So Grenada can never stand alone and get some real people. And so get real people, I guess that's what she's saying. Let's take a call before we go for the break. Caller, good morning, welcome. Caller, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning to you, caller. Go right ahead, please.
Okay. Did I hear Mr. Rolo say somebody came to his house on Corpus Christi to tell him this news?
Well, I'm not sure he said someone came to his house or he received a call. A call on the side. Well, something of that nature, yes.
So, why government workers have to be disseminating this kind of information on a public holiday? I find that so fishy.
Wow.
So somebody had to investigate this.
Well, I'm not sure of the circumstances, caller. We're just repeating in terms of what. I'm not sure of the circumstances with Mr. Rolo. I'm not sure of the circumstances which he speak of.
Well,
and
he
said
investigated because I think that song is a hoax on a Corpus Christi government office calling your people's house to send out this information of the program with seed. That is not right. That doesn't sound feasible at all. So I think there should be an investigation going on this matter, because it sounds as though somebody is trying to undermine our system, our government programs. So I suggest that they do some investigation.
Okay, caller. Thank you for your contribution this morning. Folks, we drew for a break. Let's take that break. We're coming right back with much more. Just around 20 minutes left on today's program. We're coming right back.
The box we say, yeah, GBN we say, at arts and culture living, yeah. Rock the box, we say. I'm telling you, rock the box, rock the box, rock the box, we say. I'm telling you, rock the box, rock the box, rock the box, we say. We'll be jamming here on a Thursday.
On Saturday, July 29, Montrouge Plainfield will be transformed into a sea of grills as food, fun, and friends collide. It's the 10th annual Maggie King of the Grill competition. The best chef and barbecue kings and queens compete for cash, a new grill, and the title of Maggie King of the Grill. Come savor the flavors. Try to bust the ice cold bar and let the kids have their way in the bouncing castles, pony rides, slides, and games. Try your hand at dominoes or the beer and leg competition and win instant cash. Come 7 p.m. you go stateside to enjoy performances from top local acts. It's a whole evening of fun at the Maggie King of the Grill. Saturday, July 29 at the Montrouge Plainfield. Gates open from 12 noon. $10 gets you on the inside. Powered by Maggie, Hot 98, and GBN Television.
Welcome back, listeners and viewers. It's To The Point for today, Friday, the 9th day of June. Open line edition this morning. We go all the way up until it's 10 a.m. 15 minutes left on today's program. Let's go back to the telephone line and entertain this caller. Caller, good morning. You're welcome.
Mr. Telesford, I beg your indulgences for a second or two.
Just go right ahead. Go right ahead, sir.
Yesterday, Corpus Christi, the 8th or 9th, I can't recall.
It was the 8th
I had a
day.
visit from an official of the ministry official. Listen, I would not disclose the person's name, but the suggestion made by your last caller, an investigation, I agree, it should be. The police can come and I will give them certain hints and they can investigate it. So you're telling me, sister, that I'm lying? You're damn well out of place. Bah humbug. But I agree that there should be an investigation for, in fact, somebody trying to play a prank on this crazy blind jackass so that the world will know it.
All right, sir. All right, sir.
Have a
All
nice
right.
day.
You too, sir. Have a good day. 445-2041. 445-2041. Let's get a little bit of order in this morning, please. 445-2041. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, good morning and welcome. Good morning to you, caller. Good morning to you, sir. How you doing, man?
Today, sir.
Not bad, not bad.
Yeah, well, what I listened in certain situation, what I have to say.
You sung a little bit low. I'm not sure if it's your phone or if it's, I don't think it's from our side.
Okay. What I have to say, I listened to a lot of the comments and so on, but what I have to say is, we all in this world need help.
So true.
We need assistance from someone, whether we have to pay for it, whether it's a friend give it to you, whether you are prime minister, a thief, even if a thief, you need a help to help your thief. You have a lawyer, you need a help to help you win your case. We all need help from each other, so let's get together and think about it properly and serious. No matter who you are, a man digging in the garbage, he need help. A millionaire, he need help. We need help. We all have to pay for it. So we all need each other. Forget this rig. Thank you.
Thank you, caller. Thank you so much for your contribution. You certainly summarized that nicely. 445-2041. 445-2041. It's open line edition this morning of To The Point. If you do have a comment, please feel free to do so. Have an opinion or something, feel free to do so. We give you that option to do that. And I still beg of you to keep your comments short and to the point. 435-2041. Let's see if we can entertain some of the comments via the Facebook page before we go back to the phone line. And we have Marlon is saying NMP would never rest until they get the new administration in the position where they have the people believing things that is wrong. People should work together to put a stop to NMP misleading the people, and work together with the NDC government to transform Grenada. Let's go back to the phone line. I guess we lost that caller there. 435-2041. 435-2041. And let's take this comment from Ernesto this morning again, and he's saying, in a few weeks, this administration will be celebrating 1 year in office, and I would like to applaud them on the many progress they have made during the year, also made during the year, and also saw the total progress being made in transformation, being made in Carriacou, Petit Martinique by Tevin Andrew. I think we in a great place with the administration, led by our beloved PM, Dickon Mitchell, and we should pray for him and his team for moving Grenada forward. Let's entertain another caller. Caller, you're welcome. Welcome to The Point this morning. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good morning to you, sir.
I just want to make a quick complaint.
Go right ahead, please.
Sorry?
Go right ahead, please, caller.
Yeah, about the seat belt from the transport people, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, one driver, two drivers sitting at the front, they must have seat belt, yeah?
Well, I don't think there could be two drivers sitting at the front.
Well, sorry.
Driver and a passenger. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was wondering, what's about the open vehicle that hanging passing every day? Yeah?
You're speaking of trucks? You're speaking of trucks or vans, as we call them here in Grenada? Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And how come they haven't got a special law for them? Because if these vehicles that passing the trucks and whatsoever open vehicle have accident, that don't mean they will have. If they have, yeah? Just imagine how many.
I think by law, caller, I don't think anyone is permitted to drive in the back of, trucks or so forth in Grenada by law. But somehow how things are done here in Grenada, sometimes everybody just forego the rules. You understand? But I don't think anyone is by law is permitted to.
Yeah, but the rule go for them. What's about those that, for instance, you sit down in a vehicle and which you have to, but 9 times out of 10 you didn't put it on. The police stop you. What's about those that every day going down whatsoever with the open vehicle with 6 or 7 passengers at the top?
All right. Well, next week we should have the traffic department popping in with us again. We probably could bring up that discussion with them and see what answers we get from them with that.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, caller. 435-2041, 435. We should have had them yesterday, but, the holiday yesterday, so we had to forego the program yesterday. But 435-2041, 435-2041. It's a number. If you want to get on to the point this morning, your views, your concerns are certainly welcome, and you feel free to give me that call. 435-2041. Looking at some of the comments once again via the Facebook page. Most of the other comments that I'm making are just relatively open conversation. No need for me to read them. Good morning to you, caller. I lost that caller there once again. Not sure why. Is it to me or the caller cut off for themselves? 435-2041. Approximately 10 minutes left on today's program. And it's an open line edition To The Point for today. And your phone calls are certainly welcome. I don't think it's the issues on my end with the phone, though. Don't think the issues on my end. Let me take a peek at the WhatsApp. Let me see if there's any comment there this morning. Just someone responding to one of the comments, talking about Mr. Rollo once again. Seem to be dominating the conversation this morning, sir. Good morning to you. Let's go back to the telephone line. Caller, good morning and welcome.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning to you.
Hello?
Good morning, welcome.
Good morning, sir. Am I hearing correctly that Mr. Rollo is removed from the government list of necessities?
I have no knowledge about that, sir. I have no knowledge about that in terms of that.
When Mr. Rollo spoke just now, is it that Mr. Rollo is saying that?
Well, Mr. Rollo did say a lot, but I'm not sure of him. He did say a lot, but I cannot recall of him saying that for removing for whatever reason. I don't want to get into all of the details of which he said. But,
so you are not aware that he said that?
Yeah. Anything else you want to say, sir? Is there anything else you want to throw?
No, I want to make sure that he said it before I say anything else.
Okay. Well, all right, sir. Thank you. 435-2041, 435-2041. That's the number if you want to get on to the point this morning. And feel free to give me a call. 435-2041. Let's go back to the phone line once again. Caller, good morning and welcome.
Hello, good morning, and how are you?
Doing pretty well, sir.
Nice. Enjoy your week. Anyhow, brother, let me tell you something. I used a word the other day, and you didn't get the meaning of it, but I will give you now. Now, if we look back...
Is it when you spoke of the porcupine or something?
That's right.
Yeah, I think I did get your drift, but I just didn't elaborate on it. But I get where you were going.
Well, I don't want you to elaborate on it, but let me sort of, We had it from 1973, 74, right up to 79. From 79, he come right up to 83. From 83, he turned back again, and he fall on Mr. Tillman. And after Mr. Tillman, Mr. Brizan, and today they working the same thing in Grenada again. Please, Grenadians, take stock of that porcupine. It is dangerous. It is dangerous, and all the pickers and the porcupine are deadly. You hear they call themselves the street talkers. Watch it, that porcupine don't make no joke this week. Because remember, he's going on the last week. The porcupine is going on the last week, so watch it. Careful, have a nice day, brother, and enjoy it.
You too, sir. Have yourself a great day. 435-2041, 435-2041. That's a number if you want to be part after the point this morning. We're going back to the phone line. Caller, good morning, and you're welcome.
Yeah, good morning, GT.
Good morning to you, sir.
He's a fish with a lot of bone on it, and anytime you touch it, he does go. So next week we'll tell you better if you don't know. So back to you on the air.
Thank you, caller. Thank you so much. 435-2041. 435-2041. That's a number. It's the open line edition for To The Point this morning. We're taking your calls, and I'm just giving everyone a listening ear this morning. I'm in that sort of a mood this morning to listen. 435-2041. Looking at the comments, seems like Mr. Rollo is dominating the conversation this morning for some reason or the other. Let's entertain another caller. Caller, good morning and welcome.
Hi, good morning. How you doing?
Not bad, sir.
All right, Gabriel here from the National CSIRT, the National Cybersecurity Incident Response Team.
Yes.
Just informing the Grenadians that they need to be a bit cautious, especially with some of the jobs application vacancies, and so that you're seeing some of these things. You need to do a little bit of digging before you send your CV off. I know we have quite a few young people. They've graduated looking for jobs, but you need to do your due diligence. And of course, as with all things, if you're unsure, you just reach out to us at the National CSIRT. For the people who still do not know, we are governmental. Mm-hmm. We operate within the Ministry of ICT, launched in May of last year by the previous administration. And of course, we're endorsed by the current administration. And the services are free. So you could just send us a WhatsApp message, 423-2478, 423-2478. Or you can also send us an email at csirtgnd@gov.gd, csirtgnd@gov.gd. Let us check it for you and help keep you safe. And for the organizations out there, non-profit and church organizations. And so if you want us to come in and have sensitization, awareness sessions with you, simply just drop us a note. We'll organize it, and let's get it done. You have a great and safe day, man.
You too, sir. Have a great day and a great weekend to come. 435-2041. And as you heard from the gentleman, you have some concerns. You know, we see from time to time, we see these information popping up. You know, we get in those emails, we see in those requests via social media and so forth, and sometimes it kind of grabs our interest or our attention also. And we seem to be interested in those things, but sometimes they could be scams. You understand? So you can give them a call at the number he mentioned there, 423-2378. A call and just ask them to look into it. So that it could be, of course, something positive, or something, it could be something of a negative nature. 435-2041, that's the number if you want to be part up to the point this morning. Not much time left, just approximately 6 minutes or so left on today's program, and you still have some time to give it a call and express your views and concerns. If there is a particular concern that you have, and hey, let me talk about it. Yeah, let me see what how I can express it this morning. You probably may get a response or not, but maybe you can certainly do so. Let's grab some of the comments by the Facebook page before we entertain another caller. And we see Annette is saying, Grenadians need to think for themselves. Just love to run with negativity. You have to get both sides of the story before running with it. Rollo too disrespectful or something of that nature. I am not saying that he's lying, but I'm not running with what he says. I think, let's move to another comment here from Ernesto once again. I think there are people who made great contributions to the building of Grenada and should be rewarded for their contribution, especially being a senior. I think this seed program was introduced to help our seniors who meets the criteria, and what the program intended for. As we know, in the U.S., the welfare program. So I wishes the right person get the assistance they need, etc., 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 and especially Mr. Rollo names pops in there again. In between there. 435-2041. 435-2041. If you do have a bit of a concern or an opinion you'd like to share this morning, feel free to do so. 435-2041. We're getting to that stage where we're going to have to wrap today's program. Just approximately 4 minutes moving up before 10 o'clock. And I would say that's where we're going to get set to probably wrap today's program up. I want to say thanks to all who contributed to today's program in terms of your phone calls, the messages via our social media platforms. Some folks was telling me this morning I should look at the YouTube, but sometimes it's a bit impossible for me to go over there for some reason or the other to read the comments there, because I don't always have that particular page up before me. So thanks once again for all who contributed some way or the other. Whether you made a contribution that was in a positive light, you may have contributed something or said something that may not have been too positive in the negative lane, but we all have, of course, as we say, we live in a democracy, and sometimes not everyone will accept or whatever we say. So have yourself a great day, what's left of it, great weekend to come, enjoy to the max. That's why I say goodbye for today's edition of To The Point. Be good to yourself and others, folks. Have yourself a good day. Once again, goodbye. That's where we wrap up To The Point for today.